guys, welcome back to Simply Steph Space. I'm Steph. Welcome back to my returning subscribers. You guys are the absolute best. I really appreciate you. And welcome to any new viewers or people who are lurking on the channel. I see you in my analytics watching through my videos. Might as well just hit that subscribe button and stick around and see what else we got going on this channel. So today is going to be a spicy, greasy, I'll have the number 4 type of video. So today I wanted to share some of the foods I would eat and how I gained my weight. Because as much as I would like to blame genetics, it is not genetics. As much as I maybe thought it was like a thyroid thing, it is not a thyroid thing. I have a healthy thyroid. It was what I eat. So anytime I drive by it, I think that was my binge palace. And I think I'll save this one for later. I'll go through a couple of different examples at first. So I'm from Massachusetts. I currently live in Connecticut, and one big fast food joint in New England is Dunkin Donuts. And depending on where you are, people call it Dunkin, Dunks. I think they tried to rebrand it from Dunkin Donuts to just Dunkin, but I still call it Dunkin Donuts. Or I sometimes call it Dunkies, which an ex of mine thought I was saying donkeys. So if I say Dunkies, I'm talking about Dunkin Donuts. So my go-to order at Dunkin Donuts, still, but like less so. But back in the day, if I was going into work, it would be an iced coffee with like one of the syrupy flavor shots and cream. And it was usually a medium. At one point I did get to a large coffee, but I haven't had a large coffee in a really long time from there. And that clocked out at around 330 calories, which honestly is like a small meal. And that's just like in like, I don't know, I have a water bottle here, but like a little bit bigger than this. And I'm drinking it. So that was a lot of liquid calories. And then the next thing that was my jam was a bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant, which clocked in at around, I think, like 700 something calories. But another one that I like too is the bacon, egg, and cheese on a plain bagel, which clocks in around 520 calories. So for breakfast on the way to work, I would have like 850 to almost 1,000 calories just from Dunkin Donuts. And my current calories that I'm eating now to lose weight is about 1,800. So I went over half my day's calories when I'm trying to stay in the deficit. But if I started out my day at over 1,000 calories, the rest of the day wasn't looking great. So that's one of the meals that helped me pack on the pounds. Dunkin's near and dear to the heart. So been trying not to go to Dunkin' as much, been making coffee at home, having a little bit of the creamers, eating like a healthier breakfast, and definitely not hitting those high calories. And days that I do eat Dunkin' Donuts, I try to adjust my lunch and my dinner so that I still stay within my calorie deficit. But it's very hard. It was very hard back then, eating that many calories, and then as the day goes on getting like hungry again. Like I'm already at like almost max calories, but still no way I'm not going to eat like lunch or dinner. Like I'm an eater, but if I eat something a little bit more substantial, like I like yogurt in the morning with like some blueberries on it, maybe some like a little bit of collagen powder, to give it like a little extra flavor, and making my coffee at home. That has been my go-to so far, which has been good. But yeah, I try to track my calories now, but like Dunkin' got me real good. So then my next kryptonite which I call hot garbage, is Domino's. So during the pandemic, or at least in 2020, I lived alone, didn't really go out much. So I would order Domino's pizza, and then basically it was me and the Domino's. So with that, I would get like pepperoni pizza, some of the garlic dip, the ranch dip. I'd get the lava cakes and the icing that came with the lava cakes. So the pizza, 2 to 3 slices, so it would be like $2.70 a slice. I would have the garlic dip, the ranch dip. Garlic dip was 250 calories, ranch dip was 160. And then I would have the lava cakes and the icing, which would be like 920 calories. So within that one meal, it was basically over a day's worth of calories that I should have been eating. And I promise you, I was not just eating Domino's that day. Or if I got that for like dinner, I was eating more the next day of the Domino's. And so that binge would clock out at being like 1870 to 2,140 calories. So yeah, you're going to pack on pounds if you're eating that for a meal. And that's what I was doing basically during the pandemic. So I was definitely overeating what my body needed, and it was garbage, honestly. So yeah, it was alarming when I was writing out these calorie counts, you guys, seeing how many calories were in a slice of pizza from Domino's. The dips, sweets are a lot. It's crazy. But being real with you guys, like, this is the stuff that I eat. And I told one of my friends about it, and like when I was starting to lose weight, I was like, this is very self-destructive behavior that I was doing. And so I'm trying to get better with it. I'm not binging like this now, but like, it is hard. It is hard to change your mindset. People do a lot of things that are not great for them, and it's kind of self-destructive. But seeing what you did and trying to make the changes is really helpful. And I know I'm worth more than that crap food, you know? And so then the grand finale, the castle that was my binge castle. So where I used to live, there was a Sonic drive-in right near there. Honestly, the food at Sonic is trash, but I really liked their sides and their Sonic Blasts, which are like their ice cream things. So I would get a Sonic Blast with Reese's peanut butter cups, and I would usually get a medium. Like it was like almost like building my addiction, you know? So I would get like smalls, but then eventually I would get mediums. So it was like getting bigger. I never got to the large, you guys. I promise you I never got to the large, but I was going in that direction. But the medium of that was about 990 calories. So that's almost 100 calories. And like, it was basically the same size as like a Dunkin medium coffee of ice cream. And I would eat that entire thing. But I would also order mozzarella sticks, like, so a 4-piece. That was 370 calories. I'd get it with marinara sauce, which I guess is 15 calories. We're counting it though, because that was calories in. And then some ketchup, because I would get medium tots, and a cheeseburger. And so all of that food together was 2,495 calories. Eating that's how you get a physique that's over what you're supposed to be, especially for a short person. I'm 5'2". That's a lot of calories for one meal. And I promise you that wasn't all I ate in that day. But yeah, like I said, I thinking back to it, this was very self-destructive behavior. I don't know if it was like the pandemic made it worse and I was feeling like a bit lonely. But it was almost like I was spiraling a bit with food, like addiction, you know? But definitely made the steps to make changes. Like I said, I'm like down like what, 34 pounds from my highest. So there was like a rock bottom that I hit, and I was like, you know what, I need to change. Something that helped me too was I had moved, and the apartment that I was in, fast food was less accessible out there. So that, I was telling my mom, I'd be on the phone with her and be like, this was a blessing in disguise. It's tough to go get fast food for where I am, and that really helped me. And I needed that at that time. But when I was living in like a bigger city, there was obviously Sonic was like right down the hill from me. Dunkin Donuts, I live in New England. Dunkin Donuts, I can throw a tennis ball and probably hit a Dunkin. I'm trying to think where. Yeah, there's a Dunkin on this street. But even the Dunkin Donuts in that town was a little, like, you had to go in. So it was less accessible than when I used to live in a city. And then, I mean, there's Domino's everywhere, but I think in that town that I was living in, there wasn't a Domino's super close, so I'd have to go get it. So that was very helpful to me, that it was like less accessible. So I guess my tip would be, if you're like kind of addicted to fast food, try to add resistance to getting to it. Whether it's, I don't know, making a budget and it's like you can't, or having a cash and saying, I only have this amount of cash to spend on fast food in a month, and really listen to yourself with that. Or take, like, I don't know, you go a certain way to work, take a different way. I definitely heard that about making habits. If you want to make a good habit, remove as much resistance from doing that habit as possible. Same thing with bad habits. Add resistance so that it's tougher to do that bad habit. It just took for me to move to a different area, which, I mean, it worked out for me. So I wouldn't suggest doing something that extreme, but it definitely worked out for me. And honestly, the further you get away from the fast food, the less good it tastes. I challenge you, if you find yourself eating a lot of fast food, try to really look into easy recipes, seasoning. I promise you, if you make food at home and you start to get good at it, your food is going to taste way better than any fast food that you can buy. I promise you. And that's kind of where I got to this point. Sometimes Manny and I go out to eat, or we'll get like some fast food. I'm like, oh, my food's so much better than this. And that's not me knocking it, like thinking highly of myself. It's like, if you buy food and prepare it, it's going to taste better because it's not all that shit in it, you know, not all those preservatives, all those chemicals. It's like real food, tastes great, add seasoning. I promise you, be a chef in no time. Be a chef in no time. So, yeah, I hope you guys appreciated this video. This was actually pretty tough for me and pretty embarrassing to make. But, you know, putting it out there, if you guys see any similar patterns to me back in the day, just know you're not alone. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this video. Was it surprising? I don't know if it's super surprising. If I ate this much, of course I'm gonna gain weight. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I really appreciate you guys. And you guys made me feel safe enough to share this on the internet. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.